Today, November 11th, 2025, 114 years after the end of the war to end all wars. The Armistice was called for the 11th second of the 11th minute of the 11th hour of the 11th day of the 11th month of 1918. But the shooting didn't stop right away. Although the last person to be killed in the east, we don't know, but in the west front, it was Lawrence Price. He was hit by a sniper bullet at 10:58, the last registered person of the conflict. When I was young, the veterans of the Spanish-American War and World War I and the other wars we fought in, the many, would march in the cemetery on Veterans Day, Armistice Day as it's known in other places, in Ruhetag in Germany, quietly, for the millions and millions who fell around the world. Kenya, Tanzania, Africa, Asia, and Europe. The veterans marched on Armistice Day in the cemetery. The numbers got smaller and smaller until there were none from the Spanish-American War and there were none from World War II. But I knew veterans of World War I. Mr. Lally across the street had served on a destroyer in the middle of the North Atlantic protecting convoys. My grandfather, Frank A. Smith, my grandmother, Edith Hamlin Smith, and my grandaunt, Mary Hamlin, had enlisted in the Royal Canadian Medical Expedition and traveled over to France to help with the wounded and dying in Epinay, France. My grandfather and grandmother met on the docks of Le Havre. She coming down the gangway separating, he reaching out her hand and pulling her onto France. Lafayette, we are here, in the words of General Pershing. And so, with my grandmother, my grandaunt, and my grandfather. Today, I've asked several people what's Veterans Day is. No one knows. They think it's to honor the service of our troops in the many wars the Americas fought, and none of them which they've won since participating in World War II. For me, I'm going to walk up to the tower, the plinth on Fort Greene. It commemorates the 10,000 prisoners of war who died during the Revolutionary War, prisoners of the British. Their bodies were thrown into the mudflats of the East River, and they were taken up and now rest in eternity and in peace. And that's all I want for our soldiers and soldiers all around the world, that they come home as one and in peace.